She's excited to speak to us today. She's had some personal experiences that have changed her life and her perspective. She is excited to share them with us today in her fifth speech, which is 5 to 7 minutes, and is titled Connecting with the Beyond.
Hello? Ariane, how are you doing? I'm fine, except that you just woke me up. Ariane, have you talked to Mom today? No? Why? Ariane, there's been an emergency. You need to call Mom. Amber, what's going on? Hang up and call Mom right now. Amber, what happened? Ariane, Dad died last night. He had a heart attack. How many of you have experienced a devastating phone call of that sort? These experiences may bring questions to the forefront of our minds. Maybe one of them is their life after death. But more importantly for today, can our loved ones communicate beyond the grave? I have a 6-year-old named Gabriella. She has bright blue eyes that sparkle, and her smile lights up a room. You could say we named her after the angel Gabriel because she has been one in our lives. One night, we were spending the night at my sister's house, sharing a bedroom. Gabby was 3 at this time. And I stepped out for a minute, and when I came back in, I started her off, and she jumped, and she said, "Mommy, I thought you were a robber." And I said, "Sweetie, it's just me, and you know you can talk to your angels if you're scared." And she said, "Mommy, my blue angel is named John." And I paused for a moment. We had talked a lot about angels, and I found that she did identify them with a color, and that wasn't unusual. But John was my dad's first name, so it piqued my curiosity. And I said, "Can you describe him for me?" And she said, "Oh, his hair is kind of like the guy on Atlantis, like this." And I said, "Is he tall or is he short?" She said, "He's shorter." And my dad was 5'6". And I said, "Does he have dark skin or light skin?" And she said, "He's darker." Well, my dad, he looked a bit like an Italian. So I dared to ask the question, is his full name John Milton? And her face lit up and she said, "Yes, John Milton." The next morning I showed her a photograph of my dad and she verified that it was him. My dad is one of her guardian angels. Another morning I was in my meditation and I was grieving for my father. And I was at the point of sobbing and I felt someone enter the room to my right and seat themselves across from me. And I knew without a doubt someone was there, even though my eyes were closed. And when I came out of my meditation, the chair was vacant, and I was confused. I thought it was Mike. So I went downstairs and found him engrossed in his computer, and I asked him, and he, "No." And that's when I had the realization that it was my dad. He was there across from me, supporting me as I grieved for him. Have any of you heard of Teresa Caputo, Long Island medium? Okay, well, I was engrossed in her show for a period of time after my dad passed. I wanted to experience this for myself. So I started researching mediums in the area because I thought, why not? Can't hurt. Plus it'll be entertaining if nothing else. So I found one named Joanne Smith, and she happened to be performing on my birthday, April 13th. So that gave me an excuse to drag my husband and my friends with me to see her. Well, about halfway through the show, I am fascinated with what's going on. And I look over at my husband, and he looks up kind of guiltily at me, and he's like, sorry, honey, this isn't my thing. I don't believe in this stuff, and I'm just here for you. I'm like, okay. I just kind of chuckle. And I step out to use the restroom. Well, while I'm in the restroom, I say to my dad, Dad, I know that I have closure, and I know I don't need to hear from you. There's probably so many other people in the room that need that. But if there's any way you could just say hi, that would be amazing. And then I return to the room. Well, Joanne Smith approaches me, and I'm thinking, yes, he's coming through. And she says, do you know someone named Connie? And I'm like, I'm trying to think through all the live people I know named Connie. And then my husband nudges me, and he's like, honey, my Aunt Connie. And I'm like, oh, dead people, not live people right now. And I'm like, oh yes, his Aunt Connie, she passed just a year or so ago. So she directs the speaking to my husband, and she looks at him and she says, Connie says to tell Neil to slow down. Mike's eyes got about this big. Neil was Connie's son, high-risk adventurer, loved ATVing, snowmobiling, outdoor adventures. And he had just recently had twin girls. So this made a lot of sense to my husband. Then she went on to talk about how Connie had passed, and she was accurate. And then she went on to talk about several other things that is not something you could have researched or looked at. It was things you wouldn't have known unless you were part of the family. So after this, my husband is kind of glazed over, just processing what just happened. And Joanne says she doesn't have time for any more connections. But as she goes to go off the stage, she says, somebody's dad in the back row just wants to say hi. And that's when my eyes got this big. There was only a few of us in the back row, and everyone else's parents were alive. It was amazing. So I ask you again, can loved ones connect with us from the grave? You may be cynical of any or all of my experiences, but I am not. I believe with all my heart that we are surrounded by our deceased loved ones. Maybe you have someone you ache for, or you grieve for, or you just want to connect with. I express to you, they are already here. They love you, and you need do nothing more than listen and look for signs